Hello YouTubers, welcome back. This is the second video that I'll be doing today. This is Kimble Witchery, thank you for joining me. Excuse me. This is my second of my catch-up videos of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. In this one I will be dealing with prompts 3 and 4. So if you've seen the graphic going around, you'll know what I mean. But I'll explain the prompts as I do them anyway. So, okay. So, number 3. Do you have an altar / shrine / sacred space? Yes, I do. The entire room that I'm sitting in right now is, excuse me, kind of a sacred space. This is my witchy room. I do share it with my husband, so some of his guitar things are here, but for the most part, this is my witchy space. It's recently had a little bit of an overhaul, which I need to do a video on really, and I will very soon. I may even do that today, being as I'm on a roll with YouTube videos. And I have a permanent altar set up just over there. If I can turn the webcam, I will try to show you. That is my permanent altar that is set up, and next to it on the stand you can see my Book of Shadows. I'm just going to turn this around really quick because I want to show you something. This is my new wall hanging wall that I've recently put up, which I'm in love with, and I have a parchment there of the Charge of the Goddess, which I really like. So that is my altar space, which is permanently set up. It changes throughout the seasons, but that is how it looks right now. I think it's important to me to have an altar space because walking into this room in itself sort of changes gives me a little bit of a paradigm shift, gets me in the mood for ritual, and it gives me a private place in which I can commune with the goddess and the god, and where I can carry out my work. So that's really, really important to me. In my witchy room also is my desk space. I do most of my writing here. Most of my blog posts are done at this desk. Most of my tarot readings are done at this desk. I make all of my Etsy products in this room, in sacred space. I do a lot of my witchy reading here. My bookcase is just there. You may have seen the corner of it when I turned the webcam around. And I spend a lot of time on the internet talking to other pagans, so to me that in itself is sacred work. I create my Radical Self-Love Bible here, which you may have seen in a previous video. I do most of my my magical journaling here. I work on my Book of Shadows here. So yeah, the majority of my magical work is done in this room. I try to come in every day, at least once. Some days I don't go in here at all, but when I do like to try and meditate, just spend some time in communion, if I'm not actually doing a working or doing a spell. My entire house to some aspect is a sacred space because I am in it, and I do believe that it is possible for a witch to take her sacred space with her, or his sacred space with him. It's just a matter of having your shields up and having your magical protection extended so that where you go, it goes. So, to a point, my entire house is sacred space. Oh, go away. Things on my computer popping up and I'm getting on my nerves. So yeah, this is my altar, my shrine, my sacred space. Everything pretty much happens in this room. It's undergoing some changes at the moment, but for all intents and purposes, this is it. So that's the third prompt. I probably could talk a little more about it, and what I would like to do is do a full tour as part of this video, but that's going to take a long time, and I prefer to do it on a different camera that isn't my webcam. So I'm more than likely going to have to dig out my proper camera for that, which will take a while. So bear with me on that. Number 4, your take on the Wheel of the Year. I actually think the Wheel of the Year is a beautiful thing. I know it was pretty much invented by Gerald Gardner and Ross Nichols when Ross Nichols was the chosen chief of the Order of Bards, Omids and Druids, and Gerald Gardner was pretty much just laying down the foundations for what is modern Wicca. So that it is pretty much a construct. But that said, I do believe that it does touch on the ancient heart of what we're all trying to do here. I like the fact that there's something at least every 6 to 8 weeks, so you've always got something else to look forward to. It shows us that the time is cyclic, gives us time, it gives us something to look forward to, I suppose. And I mean, a lot of people I know, especially Druid people, only celebrate the main Sabbats then, but I like to at least, I don't necessarily do ritual for all of them, but I do like to mark each of them in my own way, which may just be an awareness of the time of the year and, a little something, maybe something I cook or something I bake or something that I do, an offering I make, a ritual I perform. It doesn't have to be a full Sabbath ritual, but a private ritual I perform, a journal entry I make, just to know that I am marking it in some way. And that's important to me, I wouldn't say that it governs everything that I do, but it's certainly something that is to keep in mind. There's a lot of focus on the Wheel of the Year for pagans, and it's almost as if you don't hold out a lot of hope, and I've heard this bandied around on certain internet forums, if you don't mark every Sabbath and every but you're a bad witch, or you're a bad Wiccan, or you're a bad pagan. No. It's, at the end of the day, paganism and any spiritual path is a personal expression of our relationship to a higher power, or to something that, to nature, or to whatever we are. Spirituality and religion in itself is just a way for humans to try and make sense of the world around us, things that we don't understand, like the power of nature and how the sea can be beautiful and destructive, and the elements can be beautiful and destructive, and we have no control over them, and even though we think we do. To me, that's what all spirituality is about. So to say that you could be the most connected person to the elements I know. I've met witches who have been immeasurably elementally powerful. And it's palpable, it radiates off them like an aura, and yet when they say, when they've said in the past, I don't really see all the big point in belting, or I like Samhain, but I don't celebrate it that much. People look at them like they have 3 heads. And surely that's their own choice to make based on their own expression of what they feel. That to me should be the crux of it all. So I suppose in a nutshell, my take on the Wheel of the Year is it's a beautiful thing. I personally like to honour it in my own way, but I don't believe it's as important as people make it out to be, because it is, after all, only a framework that is built around the changing seasons. It's an observation of the world around us, which we should really be doing anyway if we're pagan. You don't need the Wheel of the Year to tell you that spring is coming. You don't need the Wheel of the Year to tell you that harvest is coming. You don't need the Wheel of the Year to tell you that the longest, the solstices are coming up, simply because they're cultural events in their own right. You don't need Beltane to tell you that April, May and June are times of immense fertility, because everybody I know, well, look at it culturally, okay? When the summer comes, and I think the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff summed this up really well in their song In the Summertime. When the summer months come, people are in the mood, people are looking for love, people want to go out and spend time with their loved ones, and maybe they're horny and they want to go on the pull, or the summertime naturally inflames the sex drive. So I don't think you need Beltane to tell you that it's a time of fertility. Because if you're observant enough, it's all out there anyway. So yeah, so that is my take on the Wheel of the Year. That said, I do think it is a beautiful concept, and I know a lot of people argue with it these days in terms of, oh, spring doesn't start in February. Yes, it does. It certainly has this year in Britain. I went to the Chalice Well Gardens in Glastonbury on January 27th, because that was my birthday, and the snowdrops were out. Now, to me, spring starts when the snowdrops come. And when I got home to Wales, I started to notice that daffodils were out. I know the weather has been confusing lately, but, you know, many people will point to the escalation of climate change. But that said, for me, February has always started. Spring, sorry, has always started in February. Sometimes later in February, about this time of the month, but it makes sense to me. It just makes sense to me. So yeah, so that long rambling point was my take on the Wheel of the Year. And in terms of my sacred space and my witchy room, I will do a separate standalone video on this. I have showed it before in previous videos, so if you want to have a quick look at how it used to look, have a look through my uploads and you should find it there. That said, a new updated one will be coming along very, very soon, so watch out for that. Thank you for watching this second catch-up YouTube Pagan Challenge video. I will be filming the second one very shortly. The first one has just finished rendering, so I'm going to put that up for you for upload pretty much when I finish this video. And the second one will then render while I film the third. So who says I can't do this multi-video thing? That said, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see the third video that I'm about to make, stay tuned. If not, then come back another time. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe if you like this. Feel free to comment if you have you want to put your own ideas about the Wheel of the Year or anything I've mentioned in this video. Thank you very much, and blessed be.